All right, so we got a ROG story here. Ezekiel Kelly sentenced to 3 life sentences with no parole, as well as 221 years for the deadly hours-long shooting spree across Memphis in 2022. I thought I had a video of him crying or some shit. Let me see if I got it.
More on what happened today in court regarding Ezekiel Kelly. ABC 24's Desmond Nugent reports why Kelly will never walk free again.
For the first time.
Locks, of course. Telling you, man. Look, if I was fighting some sort of a weird case, right? The first thing I would do is cut my locks. Like, why are you even trying to fight a case with locks in the first place? Like I said before, I'm a judge. You're fighting any type of murder case. As soon as I see you with locks, I'm already ready to give you hella life. I'm already ready to give you 30 years off the rip. Because you're in my courtroom with a stereotypical raw hairstyle that you got as a swag install kit, and you're fighting a case? To me, you're already guilty. I'll listen to the evidence and, I'll let everybody state their claim. But for the most part, I'm already thinking you're guilty unless I can completely see that you're proven not. Showing up to court with locks.
Ezekiel Kelly displayed emotion during his guilty plea. He will be serving 3 life sentences.
Emotion? How many people did he kill? How many? Oh, okay, it's going to show us.
On top of 221 years in prison.
Frowning his forehead and crying. My thing is this. Why do niggas cry after they air niggas out? What is the point in crying after you're a triumph in society for no fucking reason? You could have went any route you wanted to, but you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna pop on NBA Youngboy and just pick up a stick and just start shooting at the air and shooting at houses. And we're supposed to, hold on, and not us, because we're not going to. And the legal teams, the judge, the jury is supposed to have some sort of compassion for this wrong? Let it play.
You can't see yourself. You have lost yourself. Only way you can find yourself is through God.
It was this message from Aubrey Miller, the brother-in-law of Richard Clark.
Look at that. Killed somebody else with locks, but he was probably on, he's probably on a good route. Probably was going to get a CDL. Probably, he probably was going to cut his locks off in 2 years. It's a little, it's probably 25. Like, fuck it, I'll cut him at 30, cut him at 27. Killed this guy. Killed an ice queen. That's really what got you to years. And then killed a respectable black man, right? When you see a black man with a mustache like this, he never committed crimes in his life. When you see a black man with no lineup, he has no criminal record of any kind. But what really got you, you killed a Caucasian woman.
One of the victims in the 2022 shooting spree across Memphis caused by Ezekiel Kelly. Reality set in for Kelly and tears began to fall.
I acknowledge.
I guess him frowning up his forehead was going to help sway the judge to maybe give him 30. Please let me get 30 in parole, judge.
Yeah, there's nothing I can say to him. He needed a victory for the victim family. But I believe that it's all about where do I go from here.
That's the satanic move that you want to go out there to do something wrong. Let's talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to the Lord.
Kelly pleaded guilty to all 28 counts. As part of his plea agreement, he received 3 life sentences.
Look, he pleaded guilty thinking he was going to get a slap on the wrist for crying and probably mentioning God, so on and so forth. 3 life sentences with no parole, in addition with 221 years in prison. I'm calming. Just that simple. That's a calm. There's no reason for me. You know what I mean? I'm about to do any reckless thing I could possibly do in that motherfucker to get calmed, or I'm calming myself. It's a wrap, because you wanted to go practice raw shit. And before somebody said, well, LTD, like the white boy be doing the school shooting. I don't give a fuck what they do. We're talking about niggas here. Niggas with locks especially. That's what makes it even worse. The nigga has locks. So now what's happening is this hairstyle is turning into something that automatically places you as a criminal when you get pulled over, automatically makes you look guilty when any fuck shit happens. Because this is morphing into a criminal hairstyle.
With no parole, in addition to 221 years in prison. This is for the mass shooting he was involved in back in 2022, taking the lives of 3 people during a shooting spree while live on social media. He asked the victims' families and anyone he's hurt for forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Yeah, I'm gonna forgive a random rog with 4C locks that just ran around just airing his out for no reason. Just shooting at shit, hoping to God I can shoot somebody and hit something. And just, I'm so stressed out as a black man. There's nothing else I can do in society. The world's against me. I'm a nigga. But then on top of that, I installed locks to my head to make it even harder. I'm not even a clean cut nigga.
I also do feel a apology, but I know this not enough. It's not enough for the victim family. I hope one day in y'all life y'all come to the point where y'all find in y'all heart to forgive me.
Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy believes this plea deal represents justice. Mulroy says instead of the death penalty, the victims' families believe this plea agreement was the best step towards a resolution.
It meets their desire to have this over with, to be able to move.
I think this is, I don't know if this is the Ice Queen's family member, but I'm capital R for the rest of my life after this. Just that simple. Any ethnicity, if I'm any other ethnicity and anything happens to me by any black or any of my family members die by any black, I'm capital R for the rest of my life. And I'm saying this to somebody black. So if I'm saying it to somebody black, I know people that's not black gotta feel like that. I wouldn't even want to look at this no more. I'd be like, oh. Matter of fact, I'd be like, man, sign me up for that fucking town over there where they're churning butter and fucking breeding goats and all that type of shit. Let me sign up for the all Caucasian town. That's what I would do if I was a Zach, or if I was an ice warden, if I was an ice queen or an ice maiden. Anything happens to me in life from a kid, I'm capital R for the rest of my life. There is no, nope. That's it. One commotion. No more chances. Nope. Too stereotypical for me.
Move on with their lives, and we also know that Mr. Kelly will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Kelly's attorney says although his client is going through a transformation within himself, he's challenging the juvenile system to provide
Wait, he was a juvenile too?
Resources for troubled youth.
These kids go through some horrific.
Bro, how old was the dude? Can somebody please find out for me real quick? So the nigga's not even 18? 19. Bro, I thought that was like 28. Just from looks alone. I did not think he was a 19-year-old. That goes into that goes into what I always say. People need to be able to have to apply to have children. I don't understand why people of poverty, people of brokenness, people of zero achievements, people of no drive are allowed to just randomly, recklessly have kids. You're literally creating fucked up anthros in the environment because you're producing them in the fucked up environments. Now, if you produce a child in a great environment and they still fuck up, all right, that's not on you. You done everything. You tried everything. The motherfucker went their own way. You went to work every day. The motherfucker went to the streets. But why are people in poverty even allowed to procreate? That's my real question. Why are people that make less than $40K a year allowed to have children? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You're bringing a kid into poverty. So it literally doesn't make sense. You're depending on the public school system to babysit your kids while you fuck this glurp and glob dicks. Or if you're a single father, while you fuck bitches and run around the city, then you go pick up your kid at 2. Crazy, man. It's just a complete cycle.
Things. And I'm not sitting here giving any excuses for Mr. Kelly, but we've got a broken system and we've got a broken situation with our
broken system and a broken youth. Here's how you fix it. Stop allowing niggas that literally offer society no purpose, ban them from procreation. That's how you stop it. That's literally how you fix the problem. You ban people in poverty from having children. You ban people in these fucked up urban areas from having kids. You aren't allowed to have children. How's eugenics is when, no, that's not eugenics, nigga. The fuck? You can't do that. I know you can't, but you should be able to. That's how you fix this problem. That's how you fix fucked up communities. Because if bitches in fucked up communities have anthros in fucked up communities and they never did shit and never tried to achieve to do anything to make it out of that community, and then the child grows up in that community, you're creating another worthless anthropoid that literally is in that community. It's just a revolving door. It's the same shit. Nothing ever changes.
Youth, and we need to do something about it.
Do something about it? I literally just gave you the perfect example. Make motherfuckers have to be able to apply to have these BSBs. When you see futuristic films, like if you ever watch the show Silo, you have to go in front of somebody and state your case why you should be able to have children. They give you a psychological test. They check your blood work, everything to make sure you're applicable in the first place. That's how it should be. There's another movie with what's the Olsen twins' older sister? I forgot her name. Ashley or something like that. I can't remember. But there's another movie like that where you have to apply to have children, but you have to go to this like big psych ward place. Elizabeth Olsen, you have to go to this big psych ward place, and they put you through all these psychological tests and test your relationship to make sure that you're applicable to have kids in the first place. That's how you solve the problem.